What's up, YouTube? All right, y'all. So first things first, I'm gonna just say this. It's kind of dark here. Let me turn on my light. Damn, somebody blowing me up. All right, y'all. I just want to say thank you, God, for all six of the magazines that I am in. This video slash live, I'm only gonna review the first three, but 2 years ago, y'all, I wasn't even in a magazine. And now here we are 2 years later. I've been in six. And the very first magazine that I was a part of was a New York edition. I remember I had just finished hanging out with my friends and I had dressed like how I normally dress. And then we ended up going to this really high class event. And a week later, they sent me an email basically telling me that they want me to be in a magazine and that this magazine was in New York. And I remember just thinking, like, is this a scam? No way. And then the reason why they put me in the magazines because they had listened to one of my beats from like a few years earlier and they really liked it. So now here we are 2 years later. I've been into six magazines. That was just my first one, and that was in New York. So let me just show y'all how to get to it. So you go to my Instagram, which, dang, this is. See, I don't know how to screen record, y'all, so I don't know how to do like lives and stuff. Like, you know how you can screen record so you can see my screen at the same time. So I'm just gonna do it from my other phone. But yeah, if you go to my Instagram, YoungBart__, and you click this link, bio link, it has the link to all my magazines and stuff I've done. My internet going so slow. Y'all just bear with me. But also, I lost my voice over the weekend. I'm trying to get it back, so hopefully y'all can hear me and understand what I'm saying. Internet going slow. Let me see. But yes, I've been in six magazines, y'all. So in this episode, we're just gonna review the first three. I'll get to the other three a little later. Dang, somebody's blowing me up. Okay, how come Snapchat working but not this link? All right, so yeah, look, you see, you go and there's all my magazines that I've been in. We're gonna start the first one. This magazine is called Lounge. In this magazine, it's in New York. They basically was asking me, kind of who is Young Bart as a person. So I had to kind of dig deep. So we're gonna summarize it. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna try to make it to where it looks better, where y'all can see me at the same time. All right. See, who is Young Bart? All right. Natalie's Gaming High, still in the West. What's up, y'all? I've been in six magazines, y'all, so I'm gonna kind of review it all for y'all. All right, so born in Auburn, Alabama, Daquan T. Piner, also known as Young Bart or short for YB Beats, started his music journey in the 2010s, growing up listening to hip hop and early trap music, which influenced his sound. All right, so I just want y'all to note that, like, when you fill out a magazine, they're gonna put stuff in their own words. So, like, obviously, I wasn't typing like this. Uh, Growing up listening to hip hop and early trap music, which influenced his sound, but that is not all. He is a monetized YouTuber, Young Bart TV, a traveling chef, aspiring actor, and an occasional photographer. He graduated from high school in 2014 and culinary school in 2016, and by then, Daquan's love for music had fully developed at the age of 7. All right, so I didn't say that last little sentence. I mean, I'm guessing they had to edit that. I don't know how to stop clapping my son's mom. My mom's girlfriend's gonna be pissed. Uh, well, I would just say stop texting them back. But dang, that was a little dark still in the West. Hopefully this ain't no troll page. But anyways, so yeah, I didn't say this last sentence. They had to do it themselves, the editor. I'm not mad at them. So he began studying music and started uploading to SoundCloud and then discovered the website BeatStars where he made his first purchase of a beat and also got his first placement. As the years marched, he what the hell? Bro, no troll, brother, but I'm a sub. All right, bro. So let me help you out while this is loading. I don't know why this website acting weird. I don't know how to stop clapping my son's mom. Mom, my girlfriend's gonna be pissed. Well, bro, I guess the best thing I could tell you is just, set boundaries with her. Let her know, like, hey, I have a girlfriend now, but, we still cool peeps, place her where she belong. If she's a friend with benefits, just tell her, like, you cool peoples, but you're a friend with a benefit. We don't have a title attached to it. Now, your girlfriend, on the other hand, she only gonna know what you tell her. So, just as a man, keep that up here. Don't be doing this, because as men, we can hold secrets forever, bro. I know how to keep stuff to myself, but definitely I've been diagnosed with clappernitis. All right, you playing now. You playing now. I'm done, bro. But you funny as hell. But what I would just tell you is just keep that between you and her. Don't be telling on yourself. But let's get back on topic. I don't know why this link acting weird, so I'm just gonna click out of it and go back. But yeah, where did I leave off? Then discovered the website BeatStars where he made his first purchase of a beat and also got his first placement. All right, so let me start right there. This magazine was also a placement that I got from them too. So definitely, I'm shouting out the magazine and how I got on there in the article. Where did I leave off on? It's hard to look at two things at once. Dot, dot, dot. As the years marched, he continued to experiment with more sounds and eventually progressed. Darted collaborating with producers in Atlanta, Colorado, and other countries. What the hell, Darted? Bro, y'all are stupid. Like, I never said that. Like, they definitely took what I said and put in their own words. And in other countries, that same year, he relocated to Colorado, where he had a career as a traveling chef and began to balance being a music producer and sous chef at the same time. And see, now I am an executive chef, so it's look how far I done came. On one random day, he made the biggest placement to date when he sold an instrumental to a TV show undisclosed for professional reasons, and he continued to work on my craft and continued uploading all beats on his Beat Stars page in 2020. He started his very own YouTube channel for music, vlogging, and traveling. As of May 2022, his channel is monetized. In 2022, he began his career as an actor in Atlanta, Georgia. There is so much in store for his music career as well as acting career. All right, so pretty much, y'all, like, this is my very first magazine I did. They kind of asked questions on what does the name Young Bart mean, and I totally forgot to mention where I got that from. That comes from Bart Simpson, my favorite cartoon character. But pretty much, I started making beats in 2010 when I was a sophomore in high school, and I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't really taking it serious. Like, I was kind of playing around, and I did use YouTube to learn some stuff, but I took a break the following year for 5 long years because I wasn't taking it serious and I had to focus on school. Like, I knew I wanted to be a chef. I knew I wanted to go to culinary school. So for 5 years, I wasn't thinking about making beats. And then on one random day in 2016, somebody close to me, they had just reached out to me and it was like, "Hey, bro, why don't you make beats anymore?" And I remember just thinking like, well, I had to focus on culinary school and finishing up high school, and that was the reason why. And they basically told me, well, that's over now. I'm sure people are ready to hear your sound again. And I like to remind y'all, in the year 2016, that's kind of when trap music, it wasn't mainstream, but it was starting to get there. Like Young Thug, Rich Homie Quan, Pee Wee Longway, like those guys was really starting to get a buzz, and it was starting to become mainstream. So I had to learn all the modern day sounds and stuff. But y'all should really check out this magazine article. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but I am gonna answer one of the questions that they asked me. This link keeps going in and out, so just bear with me, y'all. And thank y'all who did tune in. Somebody retracted their message. I hope you didn't say nothing too crazy. But okay, one is how do you feel? No. Okay, this one it says, what is the current project about? Different sounds and waves I created that showcase my personality and different sceneries. Throughout the years, I've traveled to places such as Florida, Colorado, Wyoming, and even Mexico, and they have inspired my current sound. When I was 15, I started on a Beats mixtape and never got it finished. Before the year is out, that project will be available. So basically, I was supposed to release my first beat tape in 2022, but because I moved to Colorado and my life got busy, I had to postpone it. So Lit Life came out 7/3/23, and I pretty much talked about it before then. And also, if you listen to Lit Life track 4, there's a beat on there called Magazine, and I'll play a little bit for you now, actually. This is a drill beat because New York pretty much they do drill music, so this was my way of kind of giving back. Anybody want to get on this beat? Hit me up. All right, let me go back to a question. Okay, how do you feel it will inspire others? It feels amazing to know my hard work is impacting others. I love seeing people live up to their full potential. I think that is so important when you come from such a small town. It feels great to know the world. I'm sorry. It feels great to know that the world really knows about my craft and respects it. And that's a true story, y'all. Like I said, I'm from Alabama, so I never thought that I would be in a magazine. Also, I kind of feel some type of way because I've been in magazines in New York, Atlanta, California, Massachusetts, but where's my hometown at? Like Auburn, I'm watching y'all. Like y'all should have definitely put me in a magazine by now, but I'm gonna just say that. I ain't saying I wouldn't do it, but y'all should have been the first ones. All right, so I'm gonna answer one more, read one more of these questions out before I move on to the next magazine. Uh, let's see. Okay, this is funny. What is the most trouble you've ever gotten into? Oh wow, I honestly can't think. Maybe at the age of 15, I dared a friend of mine to pull the fire extinguisher and we both got busted. This wasn't at school either. Man, let me tell y'all something. I was crazy back in the day. I used to go to the Boys and Girls Club, and the Boys and Girls Club was kind of in the hood. Like a lot of my friends would make fun of me for that. They was like, "That's pretty much daycare. You too old for that." But see, the Boys and Girls Club kept me out of a lot of trouble and boredom, man. It was a free enrolled program. Why not? But see, I built a lot of my friends there, and we're still friends to this day. And one day I told my homeboy, I said, "Bro, I'll give you $5 if you pull the fire extinguisher." And this guy actually did it, and we both got in trouble. I mean, he mostly got in most of the trouble, but he told that I did it, and I continued to deny it. But then the next day when I got in, they asked me. It was like, "Okay, Daquan, what happened?" And I said, "I dared the man to do it, and he actually did it." But all they did was write me up. I mean, I didn't get expelled or nothing, but I think that's the most trouble I ever got into because even when I was in school, like what I've been to ISS. I mean, yeah, we all been to ISS. That ain't nothing, but I think this was the most creative. So anyways, y'all, that's enough for my first magazine. This one's called Lounge. Just search Young Bart or Young Bart magazine and you'll find it. Or if you go on my Instagram and click the link in the bio, like I said, it'll be right there where I can show you. So now we're gonna move on to my second magazine. Now the year is 2023. I had just got a good job, and I like to remind you, I made some good connections over the years. And one of my friends, that's also a chef, he's related to somebody that does magazines, and they sent me a friend request. And usually, I don't accept friend requests on Facebook if I don't know who you are, or we don't have any mutual friends. And we had two mutual friends, I think, and the lady had wrote me. She was just like, "Hey, I work for a magazine company. I've heard good things about you. Would you be interested in being in our holiday edition?" And I remember saying, "Of course, what would you like to know?" And We set up a meeting to have on Zoom, and pretty much like beforehand, she sent me a pretty much a questionnaire of stuff that they're gonna ask me. And check this out, y'all. I am on that cover. Y'all see this? Like NVM exclusive magazine. Like, bro, I'm not even famous. Like, what the heck? All I do is make content, but this is in Massachusetts, yo. They put me on the cover, bro. Check it out. Chef Daquan Piner, Letters of Joy and Faith, Food, Faith, and Family. And this picture that I'm using, like, this was from like 2021, my second year as sous chef in Wyoming. But I always kept those pictures in my phone. I never really used them for anything. And they come in handy in this magazine. And if you guys want to buy a copy of this magazine, look, I'll show you. It's on my link. Check it out. Damn, it's so hard to. Okay. But yeah, they having 20% off if you use the promo code 20 October 2024, and you can buy a digital copy or a print. The print's $20, or you can get the digital for 6, or if you want to get both, it's for $20, which I do recommend you do. But yes, check it out, y'all. I am on the cover of this magazine in Massachusetts, and I'm from Alabama. Like, how the heck did these people find me? Like, mama, I really made it. So yeah, we're gonna. Matter of fact, I think I'm finna take the camera off my tripod, and we're gonna look at this together. Give me 1 second. Table of contents: Chef Daquan Piner, 2023, from the editor. Y'all go give my bro a support. He got some dope merch. He's a funny guy, Chef Torius. But yeah, my name is Daquan Tyrell Piner. You can call me Chef Quan or simply Chef. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I have been here since 2014. Initially, I'm from Auburn, Alabama. I am what you can call a Renaissance man. Besides being a sous chef, I'm also an actor, music producer, and YouTuber. For as long as I can remember, I love being a creator and go-getter. I hope the world is prepared for what I can do. Whenever I am not in the kitchen cooking some chef special, you can or soup, you could catch me vlogging. Manifest, bro. Emphasis on manifest, because I truly manifested the type of life I'm living. Hey, check us out, YouTube. We got a whole page dedicated to us in his kitchen. But I do like to clear up. This isn't my work right here. That's just a nice clip art she used. That isn't me, but all this writing is. Like, I really love the way she did this layout. My YouTube channel is YungBartTV. Whoa, 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 whoa. YBTV. If you would like to see what I am currently creating and cooking up, there is where all my worlds seem to collide together. I also just recently released a instrumental album titled Lit Life on all streaming platforms under the stage name Young Bart. There you can enjoy 35 minutes of original beats composed by myself and a couple other producers. Somebody called me, but I can't answer. I've collaborated with while balancing seasonal work and frequently locating. I have cooked in many resort like high volume kitchens in Colorado, Wyoming, and Atlanta as well. Actor, producer, chef. And also, I'm currently laughing it up in this courtroom like show on BET. Miss Pat settles it. I danced around and wild out on 2 episodes as a background actor on Nick Cannon's Wild and Out season 20 this fall. And for you guys that don't know, those episodes were Seven Streeter and Yin Yang twins. And funny enough, Nick Cannon wasn't even there those days, so that's funny. I began my acting career at the beginning of the pandemic, and it is starting to pick up. I have many other projects on the way in the entertainment industry, so you will see much more of myself in 2024. I'm hoping to one day post a pic in front of the Hollywood sign. That's when I know I made it. Still waiting on that day. When I was younger, I spent a lot of time in the kitchen with my mom and grandma. They are such amazing cooks, RIP. And I was also reading nutrition labels and facts on snacks and canned goods, plus helping them out around the kitchen. The first things I learned how to cook were scrambled eggs, scrambled and boiled eggs, hot dogs, fried chicken, and oatmeal. Now, guys, let's touch on the inspirational. I'm not going to read this entire magazine for y'all unless you guys want to, because that would kind of defeat the purpose of me, having it to sell. But pretty much masculinity going on. Like, in that movie, boys don't really cook and stuff, but I thought the same thing growing up. I remember when I was in middle school, I told some of my homeboys I wanted to be a chef, and they kind of hated on me, talking about that's what women do and stuff. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. But many have asked me, "What are you going to do with your life?" And hold up, many have asked me, "What are you going to do with your life?" And what are you doing? I would always say, "I'm going to move to Atlanta and become a chef. I'm going to be somebody." It's so amazing to talk about this in a time frame of what it is because it is approaching 10 years since I graduated high school. Next year will be my 10th high school anniversary. I'm in the class of 2014. Having this interview and talking about what I've done for the past 10 years means so much to me. So yes, y'all, like I really love this magazine. Y'all should get a copy. I'm gonna leave it in the comment section for you as well. But before I get off, I'm gonna shout out my inspirations. Chef Graham. I met him when I was in Wyoming. We have a few videos on my YouTube channel also. Cause if you remember, when I first started this channel, I was doing cooking competitions, and he's in a few of those episodes. He's the coolest chef I ever had, guys. Like he taught me pretty much everything I know now. Like when I was just 23 wanting to be a sous chef, he told my boss, like, I think corn's ready. You should give him a chance. So, Chef Graham, shouts out to you. And then we got to share the walk 3 years later and stronger relationship. Chef Conrad, I met him in Wyoming also. He was like the executive chef, not the executive sous, but like executive chef. But like he was so cool to me. I seen this guy work under so much pressure at a calm demeanor. Like there were times where I seen him snap, but like he ain't never really made you uncomfortable. Like he was one of those bosses where it's like if you piss him off, you're gonna regret it and have to apologize. So I liked his work ethic, and he was also so supportive of me in the industry as a young guy. Uh, Anthony Bourdain, R.I.P. to him. This goes back to a little bit more about toxic masculinity and mental health. He taught me that it's okay to take care of your mental and physical health. Sometimes as chefs, we become so invested in our craft that we forget to take care of ourselves and our bodies. All right, and Chef Torius, Chef Sean Slater, he has been a great mentor and inspiration to me halfway through my chef journey. He always encouraged me to be consistent when posting content on social media, reminding me not to be my own worst critic and to make the best of my situation. And another person I want to give shouts out to is my culinary teacher from high school, Miss Duncan. Shouts out to her. I met her when I was in 11th grade, but basically she would always ask me what I wanted to do with my life, and I told her I wanted to be a chef, and she encouraged me to go to culinary school and whatnot. So I had to give her props too, Chef Miss Duncan. Shouts out to you. So yeah, y'all. This is my second magazine, and I love this one the most. Definitely this is my favorite magazine. I mean, come on now, check it out, y'all. I am on that cover, MVM exclusive, and this is in Massachusetts. Like my hometown didn't even do this for me, but Massachusetts did. So that means Massachusetts, that's my new fan base. So yes, please order a copy. They're going on sale. I'm gonna link it in the bio for y'all, so you won't miss it. All right, so now let's get to my third magazine, and when I get home tonight, we're gonna go through the last three. I don't want to drag this live stream out, but let me switch to my other phone again. Y'all bear with me. Hope everybody's having a good day today. Happy Wednesday. All right. So you go to my Instagram again. You click the link. I actually, when I got this magazine last winter break, y'all, I was cool with never being in a magazine ever again because this was enough for me. I mean, just knowing that the life I manifested, I get to talk about in a magazine in Massachusetts. And a little fun fact for y'all, I'm the biggest Simpsons fan in the world, and the Simpsons live in Springfield, Mass. I mean, I don't know if it's Springfield, Massachusetts, but that's the part of town that printed this, and I just thought, like, come on now, there is no way. All right, so now we go back to my links, and this next magazine was actually in Atlanta, and it's called Voyage. Once again, I had no idea how these people found me. One day they just sent me an email and was like, "Hey, would you like to be in our magazine?" This one's called Life and Work with Daquan Piner. I actually did get this one printed out and I hung it up on my wall. I didn't bring it with me for obvious reasons, but Voyage. Today we like to introduce you to Daquan Piner. Hi Daquan, I'm so excited to have you on the platform. So before we get into questions about your work life, maybe you can bring our readers up to speed on your story and how you got to where you are today. Since a kid, I have always been a go getter and had dreams of wanting to be a chef at a young age. By enrolling in cooking classes, reading nutrition labels, cans, ingredients, watching cooking shows and movies, as well as enrolling in the Boys and Girls Club throughout his school years when I graduated from high school in 2014. I enrolled in Le Cordon Bleu College of Culinary Arts in Atlanta, Georgia that same year in August 2014. Once again, they're kind of putting it in their own words, so just bear with me, y'all. I immediately began to study knife cuts, sauces, cooking techniques, measurements, and even enrolled in the workforce early to support my apartment expenses while attending culinary school. During the year 2015, I got my first management position working at a donut shop near my school. In 2016, I graduated from culinary school and relocated to Colorado and Wyoming to work for Vera Resorts to pursue my dreams of becoming a chef. In 2 short years, he worked under a culinary arts program for his resort and learned about management and worked his way up to become a sous chef at only the age of 23. You heard it. In 2019, he returned to Wyoming to begin his career as a traveling sous chef for 2 years until 2022, when Daquan returned to Atlanta to focus on his acting career. Excuse me, his actor career. Daquan has since changed his name to Chef Quan while in the kitchen and has become a monetized YouTuber, YungBartTV. That's us. Been featured in a magazine in New York titled Lounge and Massachusetts MVM exclusive. Yeah, yeah. I got the receipts. October 2022 and December 2023. The most unique thing about the story of Daquan Piner is he did the almost impossible to get to where he is now. A chef turned actor. Daquan proved that manifestation is just a waiting game and reality. I'm hoping for 2024 to be my best year ever. It will be 10 years since I graduated high school, and I hope to look back in 10 years and be even more inspired. Well, I was spitting in that first question. Can we talk about the challenges and lessons you've learned looking back? Would you say it's been an easy or smooth in retrospect? Every road will eventually get bumpy. I have no problems getting older and figuring out my next move. However, I'm noticing what comes with age is losing people. I hate funerals and goodbyes. Seems in my 20s, death was something that I've seen can happen anytime, anywhere. I pray I don't have to experience any more funerals anytime soon. The biggest challenge in my early 20s was a brief career change while balancing content creation, music production, and maintaining a regular day lifestyle. The type of lifestyle you want is out there, just understand the consequences of it. So, pretty much what I was talking about in this section is I've experienced a lot of death in my early 20s and just life in general. I mean, 2 years ago, I got a call through Facebook that one of my friends from culinary school was, I'm not gonna say the word, but something happened to him, and it had been 2 weeks since he had passed that I found out, and it hurt me so bad because I see everything on social media. How did I not see people tagging my friend in a post that he died? But also, I kind of did lose communication with him throughout the years, but we're still bros. And I did lose my mom and my grandma throughout my success journey, so those were very painful to me. But I feel like if I live through those type of heartbreaks, I can live through anything else. But still, that's something I don't want to experience anymore. Thanks for sharing this. So maybe you can tell us more about your work next. I am a sous chef, excuse me, I am an executive chef, music producer, and YouTuber, and most recently began my acting career at the height of the pandemic. I will say I am mostly known for how well I executed my culinary skills and worked my way up to becoming a chef. Immediately after I graduated from high school, I attended culinary school and eventually graduated and began working in a professional kitchen in Colorado and Wyoming, back and forth for about 7 years of my life. But even before that, I was well known in my hometown for making beats. When I was younger, I created a username that is also my alter ego, YouTube username, music producer name, and lifetime nickname, Young Bart, which comes from my favorite cartoon character, Bart Simpson. I have stuck with this name and use it mostly on my social media accounts. It has been a part of my lifestyle as well. So far as when I went to Las Vegas in 2023 for Super Bowl weekend, I decided to get a Bart Simpson tattoo, HIPAA, and immediately posted the design on my Instagram. Many of my friends were not shocked. They even thought the tattoo was real. That's how good it looked. But just a little note for y'all out there. I'm still gonna get my tattoo. Although it was only a short lived moment, maybe I should consider getting a real thing. I am most proud of how easily I was able to manifest my lifestyle and how much the hard work paid off. I had to make many spinning decisions, many long nights of studying, work daily while attending class, and cut out many distractions. But no matter what challenges I had to make to succeed everything I wanted, I eventually got once my hard work paid off. Becoming a traveling chef, getting my YouTube channel monetized in a year, maintaining a music production career, and also releasing 2 beat tapes. Well, now it's 3. Lit life and hibernation. All my creativity and manifestations all began to appear in my life. I would say majority of my time spent in Atlanta. And that's real shit, y'all. I mean, sometimes people talk bad about Atlanta, but I say you can make it out here in Atlanta. You just have to be consistent and have a plan. If you move here and you don't want to work, you're not gonna survive out here. I mean, I'm sorry to tell you that's the truth, but like this is a city where you have to work and show people you want to work. I mean, I got this job because somebody in my hometown worked for like the corporate business, but like because we were social media friends, they knew how much I took this serious and they put me on. But it took me 10 years to finally get a good job in Atlanta, but I'm happy because look at all the doors open for me. I stick around to this amazing city because it has helped make all my dreams a reality. I have a career now and I am a jack of all trades, and soon you will see me in more entertainment media. For now, catch me on Miss Pat Settles It on BET, a model thug, video background actor in Ben Riley's song photo shoot, as well as most recently working on multiple films and cameo appearances. Daquan Ponder is the definition of a go-getter. I want the world to know no matter what, you can do anything you set your mind to. What sets me apart is I'm not afraid to pick up and relocate anytime, anywhere. And the last question they asked me, can you share something surprising about yourself? I just recently did a movie with someone famous. So yeah, and if you check out the pictures, this is one of the pics with my bros that took me to Vegas. Shouts out to them. I pretty much touch on that in another one of my magazines, but they had invited me to go to Vegas with them just because I had invited them to my Christmas party, and I've been wanting to go to Vegas my whole life, y'all. Like this was definitely one of my best weekends of my life. So shouts out to my bros. There's a time I made lasagna. There's me in my king outfit for Halloween a few years back. Back when I used to live in Colorado, super cold. And then just picture of my work. But definitely, what I will say to anybody out there that wants to be in a magazine, just be yourself. The reason why they're reaching out to you is because maybe there's something interesting about you, or maybe they like the way your name is. I mean, definitely, I think the reason why I've been in so many magazines is because maybe they googled my name, or word of mouth. But definitely, there's something unique about me that I didn't see. And when I answered these questions, I had to really sit and think. You're selling your story out there, and you don't know who's listening to you. I have lots and lots of fans, supporters, and friends in real life. And, even when I tell them stuff like this, I still get nervous because I don't know what to talk about. But I also have to remind myself, like, you are one of a kind. Like, you really out here living life and, doing what you're supposed to do. So anybody out there that wants to be in a magazine, just put yourself out there. Like, the companies will reach out to you. But I think I'm gonna stop right here. Like I said, I'm gonna do the last three when I get home. But thank y'all who did tune into this live stream, and I'm gonna put in the comments the link to all my magazines. And please, if you really support me, buy this magazine. Shouts out to Massachusetts. Shouts out to the editor. I mean, everybody that really believed in me, because in this magazine, she touches up on some stuff that she went through. Like mental health. This whole entire magazine is based off of joy, family, and just good vibes. I'm not gonna sell too much, but just check out my magazine, all six of them. But thank everybody. Thank you everybody who did tune in. I'm about to sadly get back to work, but as always, remember, like, comment, subscribe, and share my channel with all your peers. Signing off.